In London, Britain is marking Remembrance Sunday, commemorating British military service members who died in both world wars and later conflicts. Senior members of the royal family and political leaders, including Prime Minister Keir Starmer, are at the War Memorial. These are live visuals from that event, which is traditionally remembered on the Sunday closest to the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the day the guns were silenced at the end of the First World War in 1918. Now, in Johannesburg, dignitaries and military units and veterans will gather at Ditsong Museum for the annual ceremony. It includes a formal march, wreath-laying and moment of silence. Newzroom Afrika's reporter Katleho Sekhotho is there with more on the day's commemoration. Kat, good to speak to you. Tell us about the significance of this gathering.
Thank you, Hugo. It's certainly the 105th Remembrance Sunday being commemorated here in the city of Johannesburg. One of the Sundays was missed during the COVID-19 pandemic, but it is a gathering by the city of Joburg to honor the lives of South African troops who battled in significant wars. The first one being after World War I and then moving to World War II, the lives lost in the Korean War, the South African Border War, or known as the Angolan War, and also considering the lives lost in the South African National Defence Force troops who are involved in peacekeeping missions, and we're talking about in Sudan, Mozambique, and people who, and as well as the DRC. And these are, South African troops who've laid down their lives in some of these significant battles. But closer to home, this event, Hugo, also honors the lives lost in those who fought against apartheid. And so not just, those who are officials, but civilians, activists as well, who turned their lives into, missions against the apartheid government and calling for peace and stability within the country. But I do have with me Lieutenant Commander Hewitt Friesler to give us more details. Lieutenant Commander, thank you for your time. Can you just take us through the significance of this day?
Good afternoon, Kat. Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, it's like you mentioned in your intro. We're commemorating the 105th Remembrance service here in Joburg today. It's to remember the lives of and honor the lives of people that have gone forward and paid the ultimate sacrifice in all aspects of liberation and freedom for this country. And it's also not just them; it's their families that have stayed behind and have had to suffer those traumas. The parents that lost their children. And it's just a wonderful event that we can come together in this gorgeous country of ours and commemorate those with the support of the Johannesburg City Council, the veteran fraternity, the emergency services and the police and security services, and come together and pay our respects on a day like today. And that's really what it's about.
Yes. Now, Lieutenant Commander, if we consider this is not just ceremonial, lives have been lost, families have been affected. From an emotional perspective, what do you make about the significance of today?
Well, I think it gives us time to reflect on the difficult times that we've had to go through as a country, the support that we as a country give to the continent and the people that have lost their lives there, and the emotional tragedies that have come with that. And it gives us a true purpose and a real timeline in the calendar to say, listen guys, we're paying attention to those that have gone before us and those that have paid the sacrifices for us, that we can enjoy what we enjoy in this country today. That democracy, that, we're not a country without troubles, and nobody's perfect. But today we get together to pull together as one team, as one South Africa, Team South Africa, on a Remembrance Day, where we give honor to those that have gone before us.
Certainly. And I guess just a last one, in terms of the officials who are part of here, this Remembrance event today, as they look on those who lost their lives before and they're serving now within these ranks, what do you think that it holds for them in terms of this day for them?
Well, I think it's a case of people that are serving in government service As I said, we get tremendous service from the Speaker. Margaret Arnolds is a true gem to the city in terms of the veterans and the military community, affording opportunity and resources for us to do that. And also, it gives us a chance to sort of say, listen, you know, there are guys that have done a lot of work for this country, spent a lot of time in a lot of difficult places, and we need to now honour those, give that respect, and have the people that are in leadership roles need to make sure that they honour those commitments that those people have and those sacrifices people have made in the past.
We'll leave it there. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Hugo, you've heard it there from the Lieutenant Commander, just explaining the significance of today's event, and certainly the keynote address will be delivered by the Speaker of Council, Ms. Margaret Arnolds.
Kat, just walk us through what we can expect this afternoon. I mean, from the lineup, what are you particularly looking forward to?
Well, Hugo, you know, if one looks at there'll be wreath laying. There'll also be tributes by them, the columns that will be assembling together, and we'll see really the uniform of the South African National Defence Force, the police and other law enforcement agencies, showing off their muscle in the sense of a parade and also the marching band perhaps that's expected. And so that uniformity of the different law enforcement agencies working together and showing what it really means in terms of being a law enforcement official in this country and putting that on display, I think is one that will be wonderful to watch, not just myself, but I think all South Africans considered. And so it's showing what it looks like to be a force on the ground, and also considering the dangers that they face daily and the lives that they touch, and also this personal sacrifice, especially of our peacekeeping troops who are in the likes of the DRC and Sudan, where there's a constant conflicts. It's a personal and emotional and a touching event, and I think today when we see that uniformity is certainly one to wonder and look at.
Katleho, Sekhotho, that's where we leave that conversation. Thank you for taking time to both commemorate and obviously cover some of those conversations.